viewers, it is an abridged version of Nationwide Today, Tuesday. Thank you for staying tuned. I am Ogochkuka Ona. Nigeria has signed another landmark deal of an initial 100 million euros in its deliberate drive to boost investment in renewable energy subsector for improved electricity supply in the country. The Energy Commission of Nigeria, ECN, signs the Memorandum of Understanding with Unidaco Limited, London, on behalf of the federal government. The signing, held at the House of Lords, London, during the Renewed Hope Global Dialogue UK edition, marks a major milestone in advancing Nigeria's clean energy transition. Director General of ECN, Dr. Mustafa Abdullahi, says the partnership underscores the present administration's commitment to expanding renewable energy access, driving innovation, and strengthening Nigeria's capacity to harness clean technologies. It also aligns with President Bola Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda, particularly on sustainable energy solutions as a catalyst for economic growth and development. Nigeria, the DG says, is poised to deepen global partnerships that will accelerate the country's energy transformation, which is charting a new course towards an inclusive, energy-secure and prosperous nation built on innovation and collaboration. It's 11 days to the Anambra governorship election, and any attempt to vote buying or electoral violence will be addressed squarely with uncompromising response. INEC Chairman Professor Joash Amupiton and the Office of the National Security Advisor handed down the warning at an interagency consultative meeting on election security in Abuja. Mie Ogidi reports.
All eyes on Anambra State, November 8, a day of decision. Voters to vet the candidates' credentials, records, and surrender their sovereignty to the most suitable for the number one seat. Electoral violence, vote buying, the enemies of democracy. INEC Chairman Joash, just 7 days in office, 11 days to face his first task. The Anambra decides. And here discussing with security agencies to strike on vote buying, electoral violence in Anambra State.
That any attempt to induce voters before or during the Anambra election must be resisted and curtailed. With our collaboration with the law enforcement agencies, especially the anti-graft agencies, to stop vote buyers from contaminating our electoral process.
Any form of violence during the elections will be met with strong, uncompromising response.
All vigilante groups will not be allowed to have any role to play during this election.
Assurance quite encouraging, but active voters' participation another big issue. And collection of permanent voters' cards in Anambra State expected to end Wednesday, October 29th. But INEC has reconsidered its earlier deadline.
I decided to extend the ongoing collection of permanent voters' cards, PVC, in Anambra State, starting from Wednesday, 29th of October until Sunday, 2nd of November 2025.
No much time for rhetorics, but action by all stakeholders for fair exercise. Mie Ogede, NT News.
And what's stranded in our Lagos Network Center, Adiola is there. Let's have that.
Mie Ogede, NT News.
And what's stranded in our Lagos Network Center?
In between professionals in the building environment has again been identified as key to reducing incidents of building collapse, bridging Nigeria's housing deficit, and ensuring efficient service delivery. This formed the crux of discussions at the 34th Nigerian Institute of Building Conference held in Lagos. Awal Yusuf Jibo reports.
Over recent decades, Nigeria's construction and housing sectors have faced two deeply interconnected crises. Building collapses remain alarmingly frequent, with about 640 structural failures recorded between 1974 and 2025, more than half of them in Lagos. At the same time, the nation continues to grapple with a huge housing deficit as rapid urbanization outpaces supply and affordability remains limited by high costs and inadequate access to finance. This gathering of builders, engineers, architects, and urban planners is exploring practical ways to strengthen professionalism and accountability in the construction industry.
The reason buildings do collapse is because you have people who are limited in knowledge, handling every department of building construction.
I keep on saying that we have a professional cracker. I'm a builder. I'm not a QS. I should not take the job of QS.
We've been working in silos for many years, and that's the reason why some of the prevailing challenge within the built industry prevail. So there is a need for us to collaborate and embrace inclusiveness.
By fostering partnerships between government regulators, professional bodies, and private developers, stakeholders say Nigeria can improve project quality, expand affordable housing delivery, and restore public confidence in the safety of its buildings.
Developer, in most cases, they want to develop, they want to make profit. So regardless of what is the quality of the building they are producing, for that to be controlled, the regulatory body or government have to do a lot to make sure that at least that is guided.
As stakeholders push for stronger collaboration and accountability, the message is clear. Sustainable housing and safer cities will only come if every player in the construction chain does their part and by the rules.
They emphasized that sustained policy enforcement, stronger professional ethics, and inclusive project planning are vital to building safer, more affordable, and resilient communities across Nigeria. In Lagos, Awol Yusuf Jibo, NTA News.
That's it from Lagos. Nationwide will continue in Maiduguri after the break.
This is Nationwide on the Nigerian Television Authority. The news now continues in Maiduguri. The All Progressives Congress, APC, has commenced its Northeast Trained Trainers Workshop on electronic membership registration in Maiduguri. The training session was flagged off at the Maiduguri State Hotel by the APC National Chairman, Professor Nentawi Goshwe Yilwatda, represented by the Deputy National Chairman North, Ali Bukar Dalori. Mohammed Guni was there for us.
The plaque of ceremony attended by the Borno State Governor Babagana Umar Azulum, the Deputy National Chairman South Emma Eneku, as well as other national and state party leaders, drew 4 participants each from the 6 northeastern states. These trainees will in turn step down the knowledge gain to field registration officers in their respective states. Governor Babagana Umar Azulum commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the APC leadership for the initiative, assuring his administration and the Northeast Governors Forum's support in providing the necessary political will for the success of the exercise.
This exercise entails what? It entails auditing of our members also. It is very crucial to the growth and development and the size of our party membership.
The governor described the APC as a party deeply rooted in the hearts of Borno people, stressing that the state remains unshakable stronghold of the ruling party. APC stakeholders at national and state levels, including the representative of the national chairman Ali Bukar Dalori, Deputy National Chairman South Emma Eneku, National Organizing Secretary Suleiman Argungu, and Borno State APC Chairman Bello Ayuba, described the e-registration training as an initiative that leverages technology for the growth and development of the party.
It is very important that the people that are here, the bulk of the success of this exercise is dependent on you. You must take it very seriously.
The leaders noted that the exercise will deepen internal democracy, enhance transparency, and ensure accurate, inclusive, and verifiable membership records for the APC. In Maiduguri, Mahmoud Goni, NTA News.
We're done for now. From here, Ogochukuka, it's back to you.
Bakar, and back here, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu heartily felicitates with wife of former head of interim national government Margaret Shonekon as she turns 84. Rejoicing with the celebrants, her children, grandchildren, family, friends, and loved ones on the joyous occasion of her birthday, the First Lady, in a message, wishes her many more years in divine health, strength, joy, and peace. All right, we now tell you that the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Ali Pate, says Nigeria, under President Bola Tinubu, is preparing to establish a medical city, a self-sustaining ecosystem of world-class healthcare services, research and development, including associated industrial development to support the Nigerian markets and African continent at large. Professor Pate made this known while touring the Manila Medical City in the company of Philippines Minister of Health, Dr. Teodoro Heboso, on a working visit. This is on the sidelines of the Stop TB Board meeting in Manila, the Philippines. The coordinating minister states that in view of the Central Bank of Nigeria's announcement that Nigerians' medical tourism spending has dropped by 52% over the last 2 years, increasing local treatment options and gradually enhancing Nigerian care quality is more widely experienced, but will be accelerated by the establishment of the medical city.
Possibility that Nigeria can, in fact, have an ecosystem, a medical city that provides quaternary services for Nigerians, for countries in the West African sub-regions, and also overall in the continent. Can provide services, research, training opportunities in an ecosystem that can be sustainable.
We are high-burden countries, Nigeria and Philippines, and we are both learning from each other. He used the TrueNAT testing for remote areas. I'm going to follow that. And he's now looked at our mobile X-ray, which is one of the things he visited. And we hope that he can also use this mobile X-ray screening to catch more TB patients.
And now to create a resilient health system in Nigeria, following global emerging changes in healthcare, medical experts are recommending effective partnership across all sectors of the economy and addressing disparities in healthcare access and outcomes. Elizabeth Omori reports that these are part of recommendations at a scientific roundtable on re-imaging health systems.
Sustainable healthcare involves practices that prioritize well-being, which encompass pandemic preparedness, climate change, health equity, and digital healthcare, addressing gaps that impede effective healthcare delivery to promote inclusion is the aim of this roundtable. From malaria prevention to cancer and HIV management, pockets of issues experts identify limit healthcare.
What is really important, especially in addressing out-of-pocket payments, is how to make sure that we really have good community insurance systems operational. It's really about decentralizing health insurance into such a process where it is affordable to everyone.
Political commitment by government at all levels, funding of primary health care centers, and accountability were part of issues dissected to drive a functional health system.
The journey from donor dependency to domestic sustainability isn't just about finding new money. It's about reimagining how systems are structured, how they are delivered, and how they are governed.
NACA is fully committed to increasing domestic financing through integration of HIV services.
They recommend adoption of digital health technologies, innovative financing mechanisms, and commitment by health personnel to address emerging health concerns. Elizabeth Omori, NTA News.
All right, in the meantime, the fight against drug abuse takes a new turn in Kano as the Reformation Center trains 44 local government chairmen on strategies to curb the growing menace and other social challenges. The one-day training was to strengthen community participation in addressing social vices across the state. Fatima Sanusi Karaye reports.
Drug abuse remains one of the major social vices affecting parts of the country, largely due to the involvement of youths in this dangerous act. In response, the Kano Reformatory Center has deemed it necessary to equip the 44 local government chairmen with essential skills to ensure the success of the campaign against drug abuse.
The aim of the Kano Reformative Center is to rehabilitate, prevent, and sensitize the entire Kano state on the dangers and effects of drug abuse.
Kano State Deputy Governor Aminu Abdulsalam Gorzo, represented at the event, reaffirmed the state government's commitment to providing all necessary support for the initiative.
Our able governor, Engineer Abba Kabir Yusuf, is doing wonderfully well to make sure all the youths across the state are being engaged in various skills programs and empowerment and education particularly.
The workshop also emphasized the importance of collective efforts in tackling social challenges, especially at the grassroots level.
All right, from Kano, let's go to Kaduna now. Omar Ajengi is there for the next report.
Here in Kaduna. The Kaduna State government will continue to take advantage of the wide reach of the NTA to engage its citizens on the activities of the state government under the leadership of Governor Obasani. The State Commissioner of Information, Ahmed Meyagi, during a courtesy visit to NTA Kaduna Network Center, says NTA remains the most reliable media outfit in disseminating authentic and reliable information to the public. Haruna Muhammad reports.
It was homecoming receiving the man at the forefront of information dissemination in Kaduna State, Ahmed Mayaki, and his team at NTA Kaduna Network Center amidst gesticulation and banter, being a member of the 4th Estate of the Realm. Settled for the business of the day, Mayaki reiterates the Kaduna State government remains committed to transparency, accountability, and effective communication with the people, adding that strategic partnerships with media organizations like NTA is crucial in keeping the public informed of government's policies and programs.
The Excellency has also continued to improve the educational system by building additional infrastructure in primary and secondary school. Close to 300 children out of school that are roaming the streets are being enrolled back to school.
The Zonal Director NTA Kaduna Network Center acknowledged the visit by the Commissioner, who is a seasoned journalist, describing him as the man whose capacity is undoubtedly.
We had a documentary on peace in Benongwari. Our crew were at Dogwandawa and Kutemishe to seek for support and cooperation from NTA. NTA is willing.
The visit also featured an interactive studio discussion where the Commissioner shed more light on ongoing projects and reforms in various sectors of the state.
Saying of the NTA, you can't beat the rich. So for us, it is important to come to NTA to strengthen that partnership.
Aside from fraternization with colleagues, the visit marks a renewed synergy between the Kaduna State government and the media, particularly NTA, in fostering public awareness, accountability, and progress across the state. Haruna Mohammed, NTA News.
And that's our contributions from this end. The abridged version of Nationwide continues in our Enugu Network Center. Thank you.
National Emergency Management Agency, in collaboration with the World Bank and Enugu State Government, has organized a 2-day capacity building workshop on emergency preparedness and response in Enugu. The training focused on strengthening the capacity of key players in disaster management and improving coordination among emergency respondents. Chimaroke Ubu reports.
Enugu State, a prosperous industrial hub with huge trade potentials, faces increasing vulnerability to floods, erosion, heat waves, and related public health emergencies. Climate projections for the southeast region of Nigeria indicate rising temperatures, changing rainfall patterns, and greater hydrological variabilities, which could intensify flood and drought with risk. The workshop is a proactive strategy by NEMA, the World Bank, and Enugu State government to develop a robust, multi-hazard emergency preparedness and response system.
Our collective task shifts from implementation to sustainability. We are confident that Enugu will consolidate the gains of this project and champion the resilience agenda across the southeast region.
Enugu State government remains fully committed to supporting the implementation of the emergency preparedness and response project. We will continue to provide the necessary institutional backing, coordination,
and logistics to ensure its success.
Participants drawn from security agencies, humanitarian organizations, and local government authorities say the training has broadened their understanding of coordinated response and the need for community-based approach to disaster management.
All submissions of stakeholders here today would definitely be captured. And in the process, once we're done with that, then this document becomes a living document for the government of Enugu State for implementing emergency preparedness and response. And
we are talking about funding resilience and not funding disaster. It's only when we build resilience within the community level, who are always the first responders, that we know that we are ready for any kind of emergency.
As Enugu continues its recovery journey, initiatives like this represent a crucial step in reducing vulnerabilities and promoting the culture of preparedness across communities. In Enugu, Chimaroke, Ugu, NTA News.
That's a pocket from here. Let's now take you back to Abuja for continuity.
Thank you, Comfort. Now, Governor Muhammadu Inuwa Yahaya has paid a condolence visit to the people of Waja Chiefdom of Balanga local government area over the demise of their son, Colonel Abdullahi Bello, retired. Emmanuel Akila reports that the traditional leader of the Waja people, Bala Waja, Muhammad Danjuma Muhammad, received the governor and his entourage.
Prayers for the repose of the soul of late Colonel Abdullahi Bello retired as Governor Muhammad Ino Yahaya leads a government delegation to sympathize with the people of Waja Chiefdom. The governor describes late Colonel Bello, who until his death was a commissioner in his cabinet, as a dedicated and committed Democrat whose contribution to the security of lives and property of the people of Gombe State is immeasurable. On behalf of the people of Waja Chiefdom, the Balawaja Muhammad Njum Muhammad appreciate Governor Ino Yahaya and entourage for standing with the people since the sad news of the death of Colonel Bello was received. Governor Ino Yahaya stopped over at the family house of the deceased to comfort them over the loss. Late Colonel Abdullahi Bello until his death was Gombe State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs. The late commissioner, his orderly officer and driver died in a ghastly motor accident on their way back home after attending a security meeting in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital. In Gombe, Emmanuel Akila, NTA News.
All right, and that's Nationwide today. Many thanks for watching. Good evening.